All right, Dan. So first things first on the Indian clubs, what I want to go over with you is make sure that we realize the various grips that we could do on the Indian club. The first of which is going to be a hammer grip. Your hammer grip is just like you'd hold a hammer here. There's also a reverse hammer, which would be here. We're not going to use that for any of these motions today. The next one is a saber, and your saber grip is just as if you were holding a sword here. So we extend out at the thumb, and that line becomes straight now from elbow to wrist to the end of the Indian club. The next one is a ring grip, and it's like you're making an OK sign, and we use that to spin the Indian club. Okay, so understanding those various grips will help you understand what position requires what grip. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to go over is going to be the outward heart cast. And so for that one, we're going to start off first in rack position. Rack position, elbow is going to be nice and tight to our side. Knuckles are going to be directly below your chin as if you're about to punch yourself in the chin here. We're using that hammer grip here, so it's a tight grip here, and that's pointing outward just slightly greater than being parallel to the ground. Okay. From there, we're going to go back behind, and we're still in. It'll transition through a little bit of a, that ring grip, and then it's going to extend out to a saber grip. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then falls back around to 1 again. 2, 3, back down, and back to 1. And so I would start off, as I'm still doing these Indian clubs, which I've been working on this pretty consistently for about a year now. And for me, I still warm up with 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And I'll start to speed it up as it feels comfortable. If it's not feeling comfortable at that speed and you're speeding it up, you're moving too fast. So make sure it feels 100% comfortable. This should be locked in place. This should be locked in place. This should be locked in place. And every step along the way, if you look at yourself doing this in the mirror, you should be able to identify each one of those positions. You should be able to identify each hand grip as it's transitioning. And the transition really, as I spin around this way, I am using that ring grip here, saber grip here, and hammer grip here. Ring grip, saber, you kind of need a little bit of momentum in order to make that ring grip make sense. But so as you're practicing, don't be afraid to just use the hammer grip the whole way through. And then as you are able to build up some momentum, don't be afraid to open up to that ring grip once you get past that hammer grip here. Okay? So once again, quick review. Position 1, rack position. Position 2, a good way I've heard this is that you're brushing your hair. Okay? You'd be brushing your hair upward, I guess. And then 3 is it's a cast outward to that saber grip position, fully extended. Watch your lines. Make sure that you have a nice line formed here. Okay? And that line stays. Okay? A lot of the Indian club is about forming lines. The next one that we're going to go over is going to be the exact opposite, which is our inward heart swing. And so it's going to start off here. We're going to start off in that saber grip once again here. We're going to go bicep to ear, drop down behind, elbow goes back in front to that same rack position, and then we extend out from there. And so what we're going to do is position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4. And then extend back out, 2, 3, 4. Okay? These are skills. You should be doing these in front of the mirror if you can. But it's something that you need to practice, practice, practice. If it's not feeling comfortable, slow down. If you mess up, instead of trying to speed it up again, make it as slow as you possibly can. When you're first starting off, we create muscle memory far, far, far better by slow motions than we do by fast motions. So if I'm going here and it's sloppy and it's not looking good, I'm just practicing inefficient form. What we want to do is make it slow as you could possibly go at first. Get it perfect. Find that groove. Find those lines. Make sure that you're hitting each point. Stop at that point. Make sure you identify that point. And once it feels a little more comfortable, then we can start to speed it up just a bit more and then get it going faster and faster and faster. But if you make any mistakes, go back, fix that mistake in the slowest position possible you could go through to redevelop that muscle memory back down, okay? Don't be afraid to go slow. When we're first starting off, don't be afraid to go slower than you think you have to. In fact, everything should be slower than you think you have to, okay? And then once you have that down, you've gone through that a few thousand times, you can start to speed it up a bit and feel a little more comfortable with it, okay? That is your Indian clubs.